What is up, YouTube? So today I'm going over a video involving motor mounts for the 9701 Prelude chassis. Now real quick, I know it's been a minute, I'm sorry, so I'm gonna do a real quick little update. The silver car is gone. It's sold, it's gone. It belongs to this guy now. I'll put his Instagram right here. You can follow him if you want to see more content on that. So here's where we are currently. Okay, turbo's in, everything's on, it's bolted up, it's nice, it looks real pretty. Sorry to put the hood up. The only issue I have right now is the wastegate hits the hood. Now, I recently discovered something that surprisingly there's a lot of people that have the same problem, and they either they have it or they don't know they have it until they get to this point and they're kind of in a shitty situation. So basically, if you Innovative motor mounts, okay? We all know who Innovative is. They're a huge company. They make mounts for everything, right? They made mounts for 9701 Prelude. You know, I got the kit. So I got the trans side, I forget what that's called, and then the rear. Okay. Now the problem is the rear mount, which is that guy right there. Well, right down there, you can kind of see it, right? So the problem is the rear mount. So basically, what happened? In 2012, Innovative all of a sudden decided it was a good idea to shorten the rear mount for this kit. So they actually shortened the whole entire mounting surface down closer to the frame, which actually causes a lean. So if you look, you can actually see my motors lean back a little bit more than most people. If you have an H or you know, and I'll do a comparison at the end of this video because this is going to kind of be a couple days long. So this is the first part before we're like 5-6 days later, and I'll explain why later on. So again, I'll do a comparison shot just to show how much it's leaning now. So actually, you know what? Here is a picture of the Innovative mount, and then here's a picture of the OEM mount, which is this guy right here. You see the difference? That's a lot. That's a lot to pull the motor and to twist it like this. Now, pulling the rear down obviously brings the front up. It's not like a pivot where it just brings the rear down, lifts the front end up. On the other car, this hood shut with no problems at all, none. On this car, hits the wastegate, and it's because the motor is rotated close to an inch. It's ridiculous. So my buddy down the road, I went to his house, and he actually had OEM rear mount lamp. So what are we doing? Well, as the title of this video shows, DIY motor mounts. So this, you can use a lot of different things. A lot of people use window weld. Window weld's good too. But this is what my local store had. Just real quick. But you want it to be that. Polyurethane sealant. This is just the Loctite version, and roof and flashing is just, again, it's the one my local Lowe's had, so it's the one I bought. So basically what you do is you take this and you fill in all the holes. Like, I'm gonna probably get a piece of cardboard and put here on the side, but you fill in all the holes and you make it a solid surface. Just completely solid so you can't see through it. Now, there are inserts that you can buy, poly inserts. I'll put a picture right here. They would go, you know, they actually insert in and they get clamped in the mount. I could have done that. I could have done that, but this is $6. And to my understanding, everybody that's done this, so these are 75As, right? Innovative black mounts are 75A. To everyone that's done this, this is about 70. You could say this is probably 70, 75. So it's close enough for me. It's going to hold the torque, and it's going to fix the rotation problem. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. So what is going to be happening is I'll be shaving this off because you don't need this guy. Be cutting that off. I'm going to take a wire brush and clean this up and clean this side up. But the part that's time consuming is filling this with the poly. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of cleaning this up real quick. And then I'll fill it with poly. And then that's when the time jump is going to happen. So let me go ahead and just start cleaning this up now. And there you go. Now we're going to add the finishing touch. Go ahead and get rid of that little piece on top, which is, there's a little weight that goes on top of there. No idea what it's for. If somebody knows what it's for, please let me know, because I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and top this off real quick. Let me just there you go. A little bit of satin black on it to make it look like it came that way. Perfect. Okay, so now let's take this over. Paint's still wet, still a little damp. So it's very simple. It's gonna be hard for me to film this, so I might, you know, put it over here. Basically, you know, cut. I'm assuming whoever's watching this has used one of these before, but if you get yourself a really good caulk gun, they actually have a cutter spot right there, so you can just kind of, you know, put it in there and then just kind of. If not, just take a knife blade. And I highly recommend cutting it like a 45-degree angle. If you know, you know. I promise it'll make things easier. This, I don't think I need to do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just start filling this up. It's very straightforward. It's literally, you're just filling in all the holes, making sure the poly gets all the way through it. I'm gonna put on gloves to make this easier because this stuff, you know, it's sticky and nasty, and well, you'll have your hands. I also saw where you can actually like lick your finger and run across it like you would silicone sealant. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. And then yeah, so yeah, here we go. And that's it, it's done. So basically all I did is I filled the holes, right? Filled them all the way around, and it looks good. Filled them all the way around. It doesn't look fantastic, but hey, look at the job done. And it's the rear mount. You're not gonna see it, it's fine with me. So this is gonna kind of set up, and it's gonna become like a solid rubberized material. It's gonna become, you know, like bushing, like poly bushing, solid mounts. That's just this. That's literally just polyurethane that's now solid. That's what this is gonna become. It's gonna become solid, and then it'll be very close to what 75A solid mounts are. So, yeah. And without further ado, I will be back to continue this video now. And here we are. So it is a few days later. It is currently Sunday. The mount is almost completely dry. It's still a little soft up here on top, but it's really not a big deal. I went ahead and pulled this mount out. Now it did it rotated back forward a little bit. I'll put a picture up here of the before rotation and then after the new mount's in. It is a difference. So here they are together. It's hard to maybe tell on camera, but if you spin them, you can see where they would be. I mean, that's a pretty drastic difference right there. I mean, it's practically the top of this hole is the bottom of that one. That's a pretty large amount of rotation right there. And obviously you don't want the motor to be pulled back because it causes other issues in other places. And again, that is if you're having issues with innovative mounts, that's what's wrong. So this mount probably isn't going to hold up to the torque that the innovative mount will, because after doing some research, this is probably more like maybe like a 55 or like a 60A versus 75As on these black innovatives. It's just kind of the reality of the situation here. These are going to be stiffer than OEM. They will be. I mean, the bottom of this is rock solid, but the top is still a little bit softer, and it's also because it's, well, if currently here in the, I don't want to say Middle East, but Virginia area, West Virginia, DMV area, we've been pretty much 2 days deep in a hurricane. So the temperatures went from 80 to 50, which obviously causes drying time problems with this, but I can't let the car down anymore because I need to get this thing finished up. You down there? OEM mount. Let me tell you, the motor lined up so much easier than opposed to this mount. I mean, once I pulled this piece off, the whole motor lifted. That mount literally just dropped right in, put the pin through, tightened it up. The motor is resting where it needs to now. It's like I said, I'll put a picture up. It's a drastic difference. I mean, it's a drastic difference. So I'll put the pictures up right here, and you can see in these pictures, there's a difference. I mean, it's pretty crazy to me that it pulled it down all but a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. So if you're having issues with the mounts, that's what's wrong. And on that note, we're gonna end it. So I will see you guys again in the next one. Have a good one, guys.